Hello, Toronto on Tilt episode. I don't know, but it's Sunday, September 26th, heat of the playoff race. I'm Anthony Harris, your host, and I'm here with Theo Giordano, my co host. And we got to talk about the Blue Jays this week. And, before I say anything, I have to say we have to subscribe, to Spotify.
No,
Uh,
we're not doing the bullshit podcast uploads this week. I
so
can't
it's
figure it
just
out.
YouTube then.
We're just doing YouTube. Steve's off this week because he's traveling the country. So we're trying to figure this out this week. We're just gonna do up YouTube. If you're listening on podcasts, subscribe to the YouTube. YouTube is where it's at. That's the best version.
Yeah, so only one of the things when you subscribe to just spot YouTube. But we don't even know where Steve is. He's just traveling in the wilderness.
Yeah, he said he kind of snapped.
He's just took off.
Yeah, so we may see
So
him never again.
maybe, but the Blue Jays are still playing with or without Steve. So we got to talk about it. And not a great week for the Blue Jays. Went back to the Trop, had their struggles like they always do. They lost 2 of 3, and a little bit of crazy stuff going on as there always is when we go there. Namely, the wristband thing, the page with all the information, which Kevin Kiermaier stole. And I have some opinions on this on both sides. I'm not saying that the Blue Jays are like Blue Jays kind of come off like pretty soft in this situation.
We
If you ask me, what do you think?
Yeah, like I mean, I'd be mad. I get it, but it's stupid to bring it out. You're relying on Kirk to be holding the information against the other team. I don't like that.
No,
Uh,
just the response. Like the Blue Jays are mad.
I get why, because here's the thing. When it happened, I'm like, all right, he took it. When I saw his 2 interviews, I'm like, this guy's an asshole, Kiermaier.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the thing. On the other side, like I'm not. I wouldn't be. I know I like the Blue Jays, so I'm not going to like it either way. But the national perspective seems to be that the Rays just did what they were supposed to do. They're trying to win. But everyone, like I know from the interviews and his reaction in the moment that he knew he was doing something wrong, and he obviously didn't just give it to a coach and not look at it again. The coach, even he showed the coach, he tried to show it underneath the camera, so he tried to
it was
hide
like
it.
a drug deal. Like, he just slid in his pocket.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even care if he was just not like a douche about it. He was just like, yeah, whatever, we took it. It's there. It's baseball. I would have actually liked him a lot more. But just his like, I am an upstanding citizen. Whenever you try to tell people you're a good person, it means you're not a good person.
Like
Kevin Kiermaier, it seems like he does it a lot.
yeah, I just picked up the card. I just happened to. I didn't know it was mine, but I was sneaky about it, and I looked around and made sure no one saw me pick
Yeah,
it
his
up.
little like look and then pick it looked like a movie.
And then what was his explanation for why he didn't give it back to them? He's like, "Oh, I already have it, so
He
you
didn't
can't
have
give
one.
it
It
back
was
to me."
just like I saw it when I realized it wasn't mine. Didn't look at it. Wasn't giving it back though. It's September. That was the reason.
Like that kind of contradicts what you're saying already
Maybe
about
if it was
how,
May or April, maybe, but not September.
yeah, this is really stupid stuff. But then the Blue Jays did what I didn't want them to do. They hit him on purpose, which I thought was dumb. I'm never on that side, but that's just a dumb move. It fired him up, and
Do you think that came from management, or do you think Ryan Baraki decided this was my moment to ingratiate myself with the team again? I'm just back up. I'm going to do it. I don't think Montoya told him to do it, obviously. Montoya
no,
likes the guy.
there was the anonymous quote that a player said it had to be done. I don't know who that player would have been, but I think it had to have come from some of the leaders in the clubhouse.
You know what? I know we're talking about how we look like pussies right now, but remember when I said earlier in the year, I can't wait till the Jays become villains. I can't wait till the league hates us again because it feels like that's when the Jays were the most fun and when we were the best. I think that that's starting to turn a little bit. We've had that Baltimore moment. We had this now. Eventually, when more of the stuff happens, we're going to become more of like the villain team, and I kind of like it. But
But this isn't villain though. This is soft.
well, yeah,
Like,
I
give
guess
us
it's
our
different.
card back. You
Like
didn't
if
give it back.
yeah,
Hmm. Like
uh,
it, Jose Bautista would have went right up to Kevin Kiermaier and said, like, "What the fuck? Give us our card back." And then he would have fought him. Our guys we send the bat boy over, and he says no. Okay, Charlie should have gone over there himself and been like, you know what you did, give it back. They still would have said no, but that would have at least had some backbone.
I don't know. It seemed like it was kind of died down after the first day. Like Charlie went over, they talked to the manager. It felt like nothing, and then it all blew up again when Kiermaier made the comments again. So I think this is just something that it's gonna, maybe if they play in the playoffs, it'll be brought up again. But if we don't play till next season, then I don't know. This seems like a situation that was kind of way overblown, and hopefully, it's handled now. And I didn't have the biggest issue either way. I kind of like petty wars in baseball. They're pretty funny to happen. It's such a long season, so when stuff like this happens, it's kind of hilarious. But you're right. We did kind of look soft. I was trying to spin it to the angle that we looked kind of. It wasn't the same thing as like the 2015 Blue Jays.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Troy Tulowitzki would have been in Kevin Kiermaier's face, or
Donaldson definitely would have said, "We need to handle this." Like he would have been the guy who said that.
Donaldson would have said it in the media. He would have said, "Yeah, we had it. He stole our lineup cover or whatever."
But the more important thing is we looked like shit in that series, and that was what we couldn't have happen.
I know we lost 2 of 3, 2 winnable games in there. The last game was a bullpen game, and it was over right at the jump with the Austin Meadows 3-run home run in the first inning. Ross had a really bad game. It was like
Ross really has just like, fuck, we really needed him to be good all year, and he just got hurt, and he wasn't good after.
I know, we really needed him that day, but the bats didn't show up at all. I kind of tuned out of it too because they did.
You tuned out of the game?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I wasn't paying attention. But the Monday game was Shane Baz. He made his debut, and other than the Teoscar home run and Lourdes home runs, he gave up nothing. He's going to be pretty good for a long time. I think we can say that. That one was 6-4. Robbie Ray, not his best game. He kind of bounced back. He bounced back yesterday, but especially the way he's pitched against the Rays throughout the year, that was kind of disappointing in that big moment. Then the Tuesday game, they won, and that was a game they got kind of lucky. Oh, and I forgot to say, the Monday game, the umping was awful. Home plate.
The whole series, it was bad. And that was a Joe West game the Monday.
Yeah, that was the one where Teoscar got screwed. In the 9th inning, he got screwed on that pitch way outside. He should have ended up walking. Instead, he struck out. And then Valera, took a fastball like at his eyes, called it a strike. He ended up striking out. Who knows if they would have won for sure, but that kind of ruined everything.
Yeah. And that was more of when Pete Walker got thrown out. Everyone was saying like, oh, he's trying to keep his pitcher in. He doesn't want to lose another arm. I think that was more of like, I can finally yell at them for what this strike zone was the entire series, and especially the Monday. It was like, I think it was a little bad on both, but like, come on, man.
Yeah, it was pretty atrocious. It felt more so against the Jays. I didn't really notice against the Rays how bad it was, and I normally would.
There was a few, but mostly it was against. I don't want to be that guy, but it was pretty bad against us.
No, like Robbie Ray was getting squeezed in comparison to what happened after he left the game. Like pitches like way below the knees, fastballs below the knees are being called strikes. Just brutal stuff.
What happens? You got Joe West old ass bending over trying to make calls on borderline pitches. It's just never going to work out. We're just going to keep doing this. He's going to call. I can't believe they put him on series like this. Like, this is a huge series, and Joe West is the umpiring crew. Like, say what you want about the NFL, but I feel like they try to put their best referees in the best games, even though they also are not very good.
Yeah, they say they do. But so does Major League Baseball. They say they put only the best. I don't even know who the best are in baseball at this point. They don't really make headlines, I feel. It's all everyone I kind of know is like Joe West, where it's like they're bad. Those are the names you hear the most.
Yeah. And all of the new guys too, like they'll have a few guys you've never heard of, but they're all like minor league umpires who get called up and they aren't good either. So there's no it's an impossible sport to umpire, but
yeah.
that was especially very bad.
Yeah, the Tuesday game they were pretty lucky to win. They walked 11 guys, and Romano almost completely walked
That
3 of them with 2 outs in the 9th inning.
they've lost that game multiple times this season. They had the
Yeah,
same game against the Rays in Buffalo, or it might have been Florida, whatever they were home when they played Tampa. They had like that game where they walked everyone in the 9th inning, and it was like, Jesus, man, this is how they're going to lose this one again. And this one they just didn't lose.
I know that was a gutsy win. Manoah was really good, even though he walked 6 in 6 innings. But yeah, only 1 of 3. So disappointing, but not all that to me, not all that surprising considering the Rays and how they normally play in Tropicana. But we were like licking our chops because we got the Twins. We get 4 games with the Twins. No way they don't do well, right? Like they're even Ben Nicholson Smith said they are way better than the Twins. They shouldn't have any problem with them. And Thursday and Friday, that was not the case. They lost 7-2 on Thursday, and Friday they lost 3-1. Didn't score any runs. Bailey O'Bear is this lights out pitcher, he just dominates our lineup.
We have specific guys who we've played multiple times this year who we've not figured out, and he is one of them. I don't know. It's just with this lineup, like we're the best in baseball, but when we get cold, we really get cold. Like we have some bad at bats. Like Bo's having bad at bats. Even Vladdy's last couple games have been bad, and it happens with your offense. But just when you give yourself no room for error, we said this. This is why we were, not as optimistic a month ago. Is because it's like, well, we can't make any more mistakes. We can't go cold again, or it's over. So we've been in the situation. We've had a cold week, and that could be enough to just screw us. So and in this series, it's definitely frustrating against Minnesota, but they are a little better than I think we give them credit for. They've been playing a little better.
And they have a decent lineup, man. Donaldson's playing well. Buxton, Polanco, Sano's having a good run lately, and Nick Gordon's been pretty hot. It's a surprisingly good lineup considering trading Nelson Cruz and
Another thing we
whatever.
haven't considered is that Minnesota will always help the Yankees no matter what the situation, because they'll either play the Yankees and lose to them, or they'll just beat the teams the Yankees need to lose. So
Yeah,
the Twins are just the Yankees' best friends.
that's true. And the Yankees, they are picking it up all of a sudden. And knowing the guys on their team, it's bound to happen eventually.
Did you watch the
Giancarlo,
Did you watch the game
Giancarlo
last
is.
night?
All I watched was I was looking at the at bat, MLB at bat on my phone, looking at game day, and I'm like, Giancarlo's coming up. And it comes up, it says in play runs. The guy knew right away it was a home run. Like this guy just hit a grand slam.
He didn't leg out a double, like he crushed the baseball.
He's insane. I think people kind of forget, like we talk about Vlad, like, oh, look at his exit velocity, whatever. Giancarlo is the king of that. He's the OG of that. Just hitting line drive 200 mile per hour home runs.
When I heard the ball off the bat, it was like my heart sank. I'm like, because I was watching like UFC and I had it, like I saw they had the bases loaded, so I turned on my phone just to see that at bat, and then I just heard the fucking crack of the bat. I'm like, that's a Vladdy sound, and that's just you never seen that. That was one of the farthest hit home runs of the year, probably.
He just does that every once in a while. Like lately, he's hit like 10 home runs this last month. He's being Giancarlo right now. Like when those guys are going, that's what makes him so scary. And now they're getting hot at the right time,
Yeah,
which
the
stinks for
Yankees
us.
were dead in the water. Like they looked physically, you look in their faces when we had that series against them. I'm like, this Yankee team is so dead. But they have done the opposite of what we've done this week. They played easy teams and handled them pretty good. And now Boston, it's just been like an offensive explosion for the Yankees, where they've had, they went off a bit. So
Yeah.
we're at the point where it's Sunday morning, and today's game, we're 2 back. If we lose and they win, we're 3. If we win, they lose 1. Any mix of the 2, we're 2. So again, like we're still there. No matter what happens today, we're still there. But it feels like the momentum's starting to swing the other way. And with this, we haven't even got to it yet. This Gurriel injury. I can't believe we
Yeah.
went 14 minutes and brought it up. But
Well, I feel there were more important things to address at first, considering that it's not a season-ending injury. He'll be back. But, how good is he going to be? He has stitches on his hand, whatever. It was a pretty scary moment on Thursday. That Thursday game looked like a disaster because also Hatch got hurt too. And I don't know what happened with him, but it's not that big of a deal for the rest of the year. But Lourdes' injury, that was when, what is he doing though? Why is he just standing there on the field like that
Well,
with his
they're
hand
both
sticking
going for the
out?
ball, and you get there at the similar time. You go down, you're like, all right, you're not trying to get in his way.
You run out of the way.
I,
He squatted right in front of where he was gonna throw.
Let's not, it was an unfortunate situation, Anthony. It's a very rare occurrence. It happened.
Well, normally people don't stand right next to the guys
He
throwing the
was
ball.
he was going. He went there. He said, "I'm gonna get down." His instinct, whatever. The point is, we lost our second hottest bat in the lineup. Maybe, well, yeah, I think Simeon's been more consistently hot, but that we need him back for this Yankee series. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Of
We have to
course.
get him back. This lineup gets so thin at the bottom right now when you have guys like Gritcha getting regular at bats.
Yeah, well, we do have Espinal back, which is an upgrade over Jake
Valera.
Lamb and Valera. So I didn't think he'd come back, but
And
it's
he
good
had a
he's back.
double his first game. Tried to set the offense up. We
The
couldn't get
first
it
at bat, I think he hit a
in. Yeah.
double. He's a good baseball player.
No, he's really taken over that Bijou role. We've mentioned it, so it's nice to have him, but you do need a guy, especially with Bichette kind of not going, Springer not going. You need a guy like Gurriel who's been hitting, and the fact that he was out this series, and if he's out this Yankee series, I'm fearing a lot worse about it. And we're gonna need Springer to play the outfield. That's another thing. We can't have two guys DHing.
Yeah, he made a nice catch yesterday. So that was a good sign. But it's more about, being able to hold up the rest of the year. There aren't that many games left, but if he says he's healthy, the Blue Jays are going to trust him no matter what. So he's playing center field. Um, yeah. Well, do you want to talk about Julian Merriweather still being bad?
Not really, but we have to. That sucks.
And that was pretty bad in the Thursday game.
He's
they were still in it at that point.
He's. What do you do with him?
I don't know. Who else are you going to put in those situations? You're going to have Simber. You're going to have Richard.
Richards, Romano. Those are the three really, and then the rest you kind of can use in. There's a few guys you use in fringe situations. Him, I don't know. I don't know. It's another situation where again, I'm kind of glad he's pitching now though, instead of going into the offseason with the management mindset being Merriweather's good, so it doesn't matter. We don't need to add there. We have him, so at least they see what happened with Baraki, Merriweather, even Stripling. I know it's not the bullpen, but guys who come back from injuries who aren't these proven great pitchers, but who've had good runs. You can't just rely on them coming back and being that. And we're seeing that firsthand with Merriweather. I don't know. This could be a thing where we just keep him from high leverage. If we get in the playoffs, I don't trust him anywhere right now. So we just have to figure that out in the offseason with him. But in the situation now, he's down my list as far as leverage guys. Way down.
Yeah, I'd say that too. But I don't know. Well, he didn't pitch yesterday, so we might see him today. Hopefully, it's with a big lead. He gets some work in, and then by the Yankees series, he's ready to go in a pinch. If we need him, because we're not going to put him in seventh inning, eighth inning.
Are we off Monday?
Yes.
We have 6 games left, so yeah, the off day's Monday. So we can unload the tank today. I don't. If we have any kind of a lead, I want. If it's less than 5 runs, I want high leverage guys in. We have to win it, and we have a day off, so there's no excuse. You have to use your best guys today. So I don't think we'll be seeing him unless it's a really, really big situation, big blowout.
All these games are must win at this point, so we can't just coast.
No, but I know it's disappointing, but again, it's too bad. How did the Mariners do last night? I didn't even check their game.
They win.
Are we still?
No, they lost 14-1 yesterday.
All right, they're finished. We're ahead of them again. Okay.
Good
stuff. As long as they're behind us, we don't have to worry about them for now. We just got to take care of the Yankees. That's all it is. Again, we've done it before. We've played very well against the Yankees all season long. We had, I think, 1 series loss. Am I remember that right?
Yeah, I think just 1.
If we're a game back and we just win this series, we are tied with them with the Orioles, and they got the Rays. I know the Rays have not playing for anything, but they accidentally are a very good team. They
Is it in
slid
New
us.
York or is it in Tampa?
Let me check. I
My
think Tampa.
feeling is New York is my feeling. Oh,
My
New
feeling
York,
is,
yeah.
oh shit.
So they can, if it was in Tampa, they suck in Tampa just like the Jays do. But
It's
yeah, so they have a shot.
Yeah, well,
But it comes to who do the Rays want to play in the playoffs? Do they want to play the Yankees or do they want to play the Jays?
I'd rather play the Yankees. I'm not being biased either. I
Well,
think
Kevin Kiermaier said they want to play the Blue Jays. So
they then
I don't
win.
know.
How about Kiermaier brings up his 680 OPS and actually does something consistently?
Well, he doesn't hit. He never really has.
All these shitty hitters hate the Blue Jays. They always have problems with us. Just random shitty hitters who just like have issues with us. Just a trend I've noticed.
Like who?
Odor, and now him.
I mean, I don't think Odor was a personal thing. He would have done that to anyone.
Yeah. By the way, did you see him celebrating that home run?
No,
It
I
made me
didn't.
sick. It made me fucking sick looking at him. It's just such a villain look he has now, and you just see him on the Yankees. It's just like, how the hell is this guy etched out a career right now? He shouldn't even been in baseball the way he was playing in Texas, and now he's
He's
just on
literally
a playoff team.
garbage baseball. Like literally brings nothing positive to the table. Like just believing in not looking at anything outside of home run totals. Just seeing like he's just pretty awful in every area. But it's like, oh, he has power because he runs into a few every year. But his slugging's 380. So I don't know. The Yankees want to play him at third base. Okay, sure.
But let's do a quick prediction because I think we're getting kind of close to the end here.
Yeah.
What do you think happens this week? When do you think Gurriel plays? And yeah,
Well, I hope he play. I think they'll put him in like Tuesday. They're gonna put him in sooner than we think, and we're gonna be like, "Are we sure? Is he okay?" But they're gonna say he feels good, so he's playing. He'll play Tuesday. Is Robbie Ray even gonna pitch in that series? Because
I
he
would
pitched
think
yesterday.
he pitches against Baltimore, which not great, but it's in Toronto this time, so he should be fine.
I'd want him. Obviously, I'd rather have him against the Yankees.
Let's see this Yankee. I think we have Mats going one of these Yankee games. That's why we have to kind of win today, and they have to lose. Because then, if Mats is going, I don't trust us to win that game.
Because they have the day off, right? The day off Monday, so they
They
could put Ray in on
they have
Thursday.
Mats going against Kluber the first game.
All right, well, Mats was really good last time against them, but
Yeah.
ideally, it's not
Let's see if
great.
they have the rest of these matchups set. No, they don't have them announced, at least on the score app, and I don't want to do more digging. I think it's going to be Mats, and then Barrios will be in it.
Well, Barrios pitched on Thursday.
Yeah, but that's
No, Friday.
well, you had Rago Saturday. Today you got Manoa, so then you're gonna have Barrios for the last game of that series, and then Ryu might go. So it depends on what he's at.
Yeah,
We
he's
kind
been
of need him.
healthy. I don't.
Like I'd rather, I guess I know we've said like Ryu and like, we have to kind of use him.
I don't know. They said they didn't. They said he wasn't going to be like an immediate like activation
I
after
saw someone
whatever.
tweet about like me. Someone said something about this rotation. I thought Ryu was in the plans, but maybe I'm seeing different things. Maybe I'm just I don't know. Either way, it's not our we're not getting Manoa or Ray in this series, which sucks.
But Cole pitched on Friday, so I don't know if we'll see. I think we will because they're off Monday too.
They're gonna rejig the rotation.
Well, I don't know. They wouldn't do that because they play the Rays. They'd want him pitching against the Rays.
I want Cole anyway. I think it's like we've had a decent, not really, but like as far as the results of the games, I think we've won 2 of them.
Yeah, like he's still been good because he's a good pitcher.
But prediction, I will give mine first. I don't think you gave yours.
No, I didn't. I gave a Lourdes prediction. What was your Lourdes prediction?
My Lourdes prediction comes back and hits 7 home runs next week.
Okay, I believe that too. Sure.
It's just the back of the hand, right?
Yeah.
So it's a grip issue. If he can grip the bat, he can rip it. That's all it is. Hopefully, I think he's gonna be fine. I'm nervous about it because I really hope he continues his stretch. I hope he has some kind of. I know he's not gonna be this hot forever, but I hope he's like consistently can find a more consistent approach and be consistently pretty good, because that would be such a good thing to have on the team. Even if we do end up trading him, I like him personally, and I hope that his career goes well. So hopefully he comes back and is consistently fine. But it is kind of nervous with any kind of hand injury. It's not great to see. But as far as the prediction, I think we win today. I think the Yankees lose because Montgomery on the road. I know they have Erod for the Red Sox. I think it's a high-scoring, crazy game. The Red Sox win one of these games in this series. Not going to get swept by the Yankees. And then next week, we win the series against the Yankees. We're tied going last series of the year.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say, well, if Cole's pitching, which I don't even know if that's a sure thing, but considering who we have pitching, I don't know. I can see it going either way. But yeah, I'm gonna be a contrarian, just to spice it up.
We get swept.
I'm gonna say we lose 2-3. We're gonna lose 2-3. It's gonna be a heated series as it always is. We're gonna lose 2-3, but then we're gonna sweep Baltimore.
You're not counting in the home field advantage, the Rogers Center crowd. You know
Well,
that
it
crowd.
is gonna be
30,000
full.
people.
It is
Well,
gonna
not
be
full, but it'll be fuller.
fuller. Yeah.
If it was full, the Yankees be crying.
Just like 2015.
Chance.
I remember I was there.
Remember the Russell Martin home run? That was the moment. Not the moment, but it was one of the moments.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna lose 2-3, and then we'll sweep Baltimore this time, and then I don't know if that'll be enough.
I wanted tied last weekend. Then if it's tied last weekend, we're gonna go on one of the Friday or the Saturday of the Baltimore game.
Well, I was already thinking of going on the Friday. I want to see the Yankees. Like,
I can't go midweek.
why?
It's like we got a job, Anthony.
It's the Yankees.
You know, as people don't know, I live like a GO train route, but I'm far from the GO train right now. So it's a real mission. I'll try. I'll think about it. I know for sure I want to go to that Orioles series.
Thursday, I'm free on Thursday. I have the day off. I go see.
Is it a day game?
No, they're all night games.
Probably gonna get some ESPN coverage. There's gonna be 6 series. Hopefully we don't lose today, and we just really make it like a fun 3 games.
I want us to score like 15 today and then scare them. Looking at the schedule, like, oh shit.
Yeah, like when we scored 22 against Baltimore, like everyone in baseball was looking at us that day. It was NFL opening day, and people were still like, the Blue Jays put up more points than half those NFL teams today.
Yeah, that's what I want. But anyways, that's it. Toronto 1 Tilt, Blue Jays recap. I'm Anthony. That's Theo. We're done for today. We'll see you when we see you.